So how do you make someone feel? It's good to train technique, but you also have to show the feeling side, go on an emotional journey that the public lives and experiences with you. And that's harder to practice. The other day I saw a performance where two women had sex on stage. It was called Economía Escondida en 5 actos, Hidden Economy in 5 acts. And in one scene, one of the performers was at their job performing sex. And the whole time her partner was texting her, wanting her home. And they showed the texts up on a live screen. And so you lived that tension with them. And you saw their bodies work. And you saw desire. You felt desire. It was such an intricate intimacy. And that's what I mean about the cross-section between technique and practice. That's how you make someone feel. The idea is to create this space of genuine communication where the body performing doesn't stick out, it doesn't materialize, but really is just a channel for that irreplaceable instant. And I don't know, I think everyone has to find that line and figure out how to cross that line. How do you connect the lived, the alive, to the stage? And how do you communicate the lived, the alive, through the stage, through performance? Because generally, we're pretty dead in our day-to-day. My day-to-day isn't especially comedic, dramatic, or musical. And I like the stage. I want to be on the stage because on stage is the only time and space where I can be honest and sincere. I can say whatever and everything. And is it really me on stage? Am I just fulfilling a role when I'm on stage? I'm a woman, and I fulfill certain roles in my day-to-day. I'm something nice to look at. But when I'm on stage, who am I with? And why does it matter? I like the audience. I like the public. The people who keep me company while I'm on stage. And I think you have to love the audience from the minute you get there, from the minute you get on stage. It's like making love, having sex, giving them care, stroking their necks, finding their needs. And you kind of have to find a climax together, find a rhythm, and share it. And try to be free on stage. What helps me be free on stage is being repetitive, being redundant, and consistent. Finding that trance space. I like to look at live things, to observe them, to find something true in them. Plants and animals, for me, have that thing that the stage has, that trance space, that other world, the more true world. I don't know, like, have you ever seen a squirrel bury a nut? It takes it from its cheek, that bulge, and it's so picturesque from its cheek into its palm. But also there's that element of need. The squirrel isn't burying the nut because it makes a cute image of what a squirrel should be or do. No, the squirrel buries the nut because it needs food to last through the winter, because it knows, somehow, that food keeps it in the ground. But it's those repetitive motions, like the squirrel burying the nut, that redundancy, that I find fascinating. Like, maybe there are some similarities between how the squirrel buries a nut and how I eat when I'm nervous. Chocolate chips from the bag, one after the other. I don't really need a narrative. It's something like jumping from one state to another, like falling into different places, like knowing different people at different times. It's like returning to your hometown and walking around a block full of people you used to know. And normally when I return, I'm so nervous. And it's because I know I have a big responsibility, and I'm conscious of that responsibility. I work in something that I really love, and I'm not earning that much money, just enough to live, and that's completely okay for me. Lots of people here around me are doing hard work, and I'm here dancing. And so I need to make the audience really feel. And they can like it or not, but I do have that need to give them something, to return something to them. When I need to be with an object on stage, when I need to play with it, I try to carry it with me to different situations, to make a biography of it. Not an archive or a catalog, but a biography. I do the same things with movements on stage, with gestures. I like to try to, in different situations, to add experience and biography to them, just like objects. On stage, I want to try to find that connection between the senses, to make the things touchable smell, to make smells sound, to make everything taste.